Here we have a Volvo with a check engine light on and lack of power. In this video we're going to show you how to properly diagnose the check engine light to make sure nothing is missed. So you start out by reading the codes. In this case we have a cylinder misfire, and it points out that it's cylinder 3 that's misfiring. So the first thing we're going to do is back out of this. We're going to erase the code and make sure that it comes back to verify our problem. Okay, we have successfully erased the code. Now I'm going to let the vehicle run for a minute and see if the same cylinder 3 misfire code comes back. Okay, after running it for just a minute, now we have the check engine light flashing again. So let's make sure we have the same code that we had before. Yep, we have a misfire code and a number 3 cylinder misfire. So now we're going to start the testing to find out what's causing the misfire. We have removed the engine covers. We've disabled all the ignition coils. We've removed number 3 coil and spark plug, and now we're going to perform a compression test to make sure that there isn't internal engine damage on number 3 cylinder. Okay, now we verified that we do have good compression on number 3 cylinder. Next we're going to do a spark test. Okay, next we're going to do a spark test. So what we got here is a spark tester, and we're going to look and see if we have a spark. Go ahead and crank it. As you can see, we do not have a spark. So we've proven that the ignition coil is failing. But we're still going to test the fuel injector to make sure it's working properly. And lastly, we're going to test our fuel injector. What we've done is hooked up a fuel pressure gauge to the fuel rail. And as you see here on the scan tool, we're going to use the scan tool to fire number 3 injector. If the injector is working properly, then the fuel pressure will drop. So I'm going to go ahead and start the test. And as you can see, the fuel pressure is dropping. That proves that the fuel injector is working properly. So we've tested compression to make sure that the inside of the engine is not damaged. We've tested spark and determined that there is no spark coming out of the number 3 ignition coil. And we verified that the fuel injector is working properly. So in this case we can recommend an ignition coil and be assured that that is all that this vehicle is going to need. And that's the proper way to perform a check engine light testing on a Volvo.